Hi, Year Three. Welcome to Thursday, and today is a pretty techie day in history. In 1908, the Model T Ford, which looked like these kind of cars, so some of the first cars, they were shown to the public, and they started being mass produced, so made so that people could buy them by October. So people got to meet the Model T Ford this day in history in 1908. And the other thing that was really cool and techie about today was the first personal computer, so a computer that you could have at home, was released by IBM, and it looked like this. So this is what our computers used to look like. They didn't look like laptops and things that you could walk around with, and it had the screen on the top, and you can see how wide the screen is. You might compare that to your TV because all it was a screen that showed you things, and it had dots, so you can see the screens here, how they made things look. So there was the keyboard, there was the kind of the hardware in there that made it go. The screen up here that meant that we could change the code into things that we could read, and a printer looked like that. But these were the first PCs that IBM came out with, and you can see a lot of the computers look like this. So when you worked in an office, that's what they looked like. And you can see the type. I'm trying to find a good typing picture for you. This one's got a good typing picture. So this is what the screen looked like when you brought the computer home, went to read. It looked like that. I think there was a screen picture here. But very, very cool. They were the first ones that we had. I can't quite find a picture with the writing. So the screen had lots of little dots on it. Oh, there it is. So you can see the screen had lots of little dots on it, and that's what we used to read. And it was really interesting too. So the internet wasn't around, like we didn't have the internet to use, and we didn't have mobile phones. So people had phones that were plugged into the wall and you had to pick up, and you couldn't really walk around because it was tied on with a piece of string. And so you couldn't walk around with a phone. And when you went out, you just went out. You didn't have a phone with you, and you couldn't search on the internet. And even these computers here didn't really work. They didn't have an internet to work on. You used to have to buy special like CD-ROMs, like the CDs that look like this, but that go in, but they were actually square and made of black plastic, and they were called floppy disks, and they're about this big, and they go in, and they would tell your computer the different things to do. But that's what it used to be like. So what an amazing day! Well, very techie day. You've got science today, which is handy. We've got maths to start with today. Then we've got some English and we've got science. Now make sure you've got your glove ready for science. You will need that. If you keep scrolling down on this page, you will find our Zoom at 12:30 for my class, and we've also got our class roll. Now make sure you don't edit other people's work on there. You just get to write down your idea, your answer for yours. So stay in the right space, and remember that retrieve that backwards button if you want to undo something that you've done. But don't go putting things on and undoing them because it might ruin it for everybody. And so make sure you stay in your right square. So we're going to get cracking by sharing devotions with Mrs. Fay. So keep scrolling down, and I'll see you at 12:30 today.